So how did I become a narcissist? So if you're new here, I've been clinically diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, and I've been in psychotherapy for the last almost 6 years dealing with it. So I've actually been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, general anxiety, and also some schizoid traits as well. I don't have schizophrenia, I just have schizoid traits. So for me, there could actually be a genetic component to how I became a narcissist, but there also could be, just childhood trauma and neglect as well. So my father was in my life, but he was not a present parent. He was emotionally neglectful and physically neglectful as well. But how did he become that way? That's important. Because I looked on Ancestry.com and found out that my own grandfather, at the age of 27 years old, unalived himself. And guess who found him? One of his kids, who could have been my father. At the age of 7 or 8 years old, imagine finding your father in a bathroom with a hole in his head. There's no therapy for little boys back in the day. So, go to school. Your father unalived himself on a Monday. Go to school on Wednesday. You'll be fine. Just deal with it. Suck it up. That could cause him to be emotionally traumatized. They're traumatized. You know what I mean? So he grows up emotionally traumatized, mentally traumatized, and whatnot. He starts having children that he doesn't emotionally connect to, or he's just emotionally absent to. Me, i.e. me. I never got the love and the care and affection that I needed and whatnot. So yeah, could I have become a narcissist because of that? Absolutely. That could have been a contributing factor, but my grandfather did unalive himself, and I do have schizoid traits. So my therapist said my grandfather could actually have had undiagnosed schizophrenia. He could have voices in his head to tell him, hey, you know what? Go get that weapon, go to the bathroom, sit on the toilet, put it to your head, and end it all. So there could very well be a genetic component to how I became a narcissist. But a lot of people ask me, so you're a narcissist, we know how you got there, but how did you get to therapy? So back in 2017, my wife called me a narcissist, y'all. She had went to the gym, came home, and I was arguing and yelling and screaming at my 6 or 7 month old son. I was blaming him for holding me back in life. Hey, I would be way further on in life if it wasn't for you 6 month old, you 6 month old kid. Now I'm 32 years old at this time, so how ridiculous does that sound? So she called me a narcissist. And decided to leave. I call her a narcissist as well. So I decided to looked it up. I saw narcissistic personality disorder. So I was like, okay, let me take a dive down this rabbit hole. All the traits, all the signs and symptoms pointed directly to me and how I had been feeling different since I was a little boy. Like my emotions didn't click as a youngster. Like I didn't connect to people, y'all. I remember a little boy fell on the playground, broke his wrist, and me being angry, yelling and screaming at him because he interrupted my day with his yelling and screaming and his broken wrist. And my recess period had ended because of him. His emotions were an inconvenience to my life. And I have felt that way for a very long time. Other people's emotions have almost always been an inconvenience to me if they didn't benefit me in that moment. So, of course, I get on psychologytoday.com, join some self-aware narcissist Facebook groups, and find a therapist located in Greensboro, North Carolina. So I've been plugging and chugging away in psychotherapy since October of 2017. Still in there now, dealing with this stuff, y'all. Just learning more and more and more and trying to help people. A lot of people also asking me, like, why do you try to help people? Yeah, I like helping people. I've always liked helping people. And because you can't get rid of narcissistic personality disorder, I decided to set my goal to be the world's best narcissist. I know that sounds delusional, but guess what? It's all I got. It's what I got, y'all. I've also wanted to help more people get into therapy like myself to see that, like, it's not the end all be all. Having a personality disorder, dealing with it, you're having mental health issues and things like that does not have to be the end of your story. It could be the beginning, like it was of mine. Yeah, I had a life before therapy, a life before social media, a life before being mental illness and whatnot. You know what I mean? But this is not my next chapter, and this has been the best chapter of my life because I decided to take my mental health seriously. Because I got kids. I have a 15-year-old right now, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. No, I do not go to therapy for them. I go to therapy for myself. I'm selfish with my healing because I work on myself for myself. Like I don't work on myself for my wife. I don't work on myself for my kids. I have to work on myself for myself. I know that sounds backwards, but I do it because I love working on myself, which allows me to be better for my wife, which allows me to be better for my kids and things like that. So this is the Cliff Notes version of my story. I have longer videos detailing my story on my YouTube channel. Just search mental illness. It's all on there, y'all. Thank you.